What's up, what's up? Welcome to another video on Ray Supp, my channel, R-A-Y space S-U-P-P. Anyways, I thought it'd be pretty cool if I'm gonna try a couple of different things just for some entertainment. I don't really have much to say earlier than I did this morning. Lulu wanted to be in the video, so I told her, oh, because she just woke up. You want to be in the video, mama? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Yes. Like, she's my bodyguard, so she's like my guard dog. So wherever I go, she goes. She won't leave my side, man. She's like right behind me, like. Anyways, I was gonna throw a little stupid shit on. I watch this like almost every day, all fucking day, over and over and over. Sometimes it's Kung Fu Panda, sometimes it's a Karate Kid. This one's Austin Powers, and I think this shit is fairly funny. Don't you think so, huh, Lulu? She's probably sick of it. She's probably like, fucking tired of that shit. I'm just gonna play it real quick because it's pretty funny.
Yep. Did I pull too hard?
You, Dr. Eagle.
Yep.
What does Gold Member's plan have to do with us?
Our early attempts at a tractor beam went through several preparations. Preparations A through G were a complete failure. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a working tractor beam, which we shall call Preparation H.
What? Why don't you just call it Operation Ass Creamy? Ass?
I'm sorry, did you want some ice cream?
Yes. I'd love some chocolate ass cream.
Perhaps later.
I think that shit's funny as fuck. Yes, I would love some chocolate ass cream. And that fool's like, perhaps later. He's probably thinking in his head like, what the fuck's up with my son? I'm not gonna say anything though. Anyways, I'm just gonna let it play through. Lulu wants to play with the little thing, so hold on one second. Alright, here you go, baby. Here you go. So she'll run in and out of the place. I'll just open the sliding door, so if she wants to go outside, you know, she can go out there. I don't know who the fuck this is, but there's this Cadillac just chilling right there. I'm gonna film it just to make them a little suspicious if they are spying on my place. Cause mind you, dude, I do have a lot of enemies, depending on who the fuck they are. Oh, now you're getting out of your car, see what's going on. Hello, 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 got you on camera. Zoom in on your license plates later. If not, it's probably just paranoia effect from the hood. But Lulu will go and check out there. Go see what's up with there, baby. Go see what's going on out there. She's always doubling up. Sometimes she won't pick up on things, but sometimes she will, like on her own, she'll pick it up. But like I said, let this video play. So this is my couch here. I sleep here, she sleeps there, and then I have these extra pillows. I don't know what to do with them. They originally went with the couch. I was gonna get rid of them, but I actually just came up with a good little idea, you know? It's like a little mini couch. So she'll sleep there, you know what I mean? And sometimes she'll sleep there just because it's cooler. And if you look at her coat's like very thick, and she's probably got like a real high, I know she's got a high metabolism. And usually when you're high metabolism, like when you're young, you burn up real quick. And I figured, like I said, I'm just going to throw in a couple little, this is just for entertainment purposes. I might throw out some knowledge here and there because I don't really have too much to say. Other than earlier, I was talking about, you know, going to the meeting and for the job and all that stuff. It went fairly good. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It was very interesting. I like meeting new people and, you know, just getting the trick of the trade of a different casino, you know, learning different aspects of it, you know, because even if they fairly might fundamentally almost be the same, each company has their own brass of like what they do and how they do it. Their corporates a little bit might be slightly different. The people, you know, there's always new people coming and going, but then there's people that actually really do care about their job. So this one seems fairly good. Especially in the area that I'm going to be in. So I want to see where it goes. Hopefully maybe a couple years, maybe longer. It just really depends on what I'm planning on doing. Because I do want to expand. Everything that I'm doing and pushing out, I'm trying to expand. I was noticing today too. I've never noticed it. Like, I mean, I'm not the type to put all these videos out to get clout or views. And you know what I mean? It's just mainly just to if you want to learn something, you're gonna learn something. You know what I mean? Some people do know some of the stuff, some people don't. Some people are blind to the shit. These are just, you know, the methods and trainings and certain things that I was learning over time. So, you know, I'm just kicking out the knowledge, you know what I mean? It's just, like I said, it's just something motivating for me, and hopefully if it motivates anybody else, you know, like I'm not asking for money or nothing. But anyways, long story short, I was noticing when I was going through my videos, because I usually like to overlook my videos to be like, okay, what could I work on for the next time that I speak or whatever like that, or maybe kick back on my bad words, but I don't think that's really going to happen, you know what I mean? I'm just going to be me, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, well then I'm sorry, just move on, click out of it, you know? Eventually, maybe I might calm down on that, because, you know, like I might have get a wife one day and have some kids, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, that eventually, naturally, that kind of calms down, you know what I mean? But I'm still young. I'm still, like, active. I'm not active like I used to be back in California, if you all know what that means. But I'm active in a positive way. You know, I push out a lot of different traits from what I learned back home. I learned to take all that negative aspect stuff and stuff that I knew and knowledge and turned it and cultivated it into something different, like in the restaurant business where I was at for a very long time. I even did restaurants out there, did some bar backing, did a lot of warehouse work. Everything in my jobs was just pretty crazy. But these jobs out here were very long-term versus back home. Of course, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. You know, I would have a job, get it right away, and then 2 months later, fuck it off. You know, and I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? I had a homie named Alvin that was basically the same. He was the same way. You know, he might have gotten some bad stuff or whatever like that. But, I mean, like I said, everybody changes over time. You know what I mean? It's everybody else's journey. People go through different things, and that's why I said it's best not to judge. But, anyways, I guess that fills in pretty much, I think, what I was trying to say. I'm not really so sure what I was trying to say there, but anyways, I know you guys are used to always seeing me in black, always wearing, you know, the sweater and stuff like that, but that's just, I don't know, that's just kind of me. Like, I'll dress all in black, you know, when I'm getting out there and doing my thing and doing the boxing or the fighting and stuff like that. A little bit kind of like the concept of, if you guys ever seen Pitch Black or Chronicles of Riddick, right? I don't know if that's psychologically just because I've seen that, or that's always been me. Like, even when I was younger, like I was 13 years old, I always wore like black dickies and black shirts, you know what I mean? I do dress up occasionally, you know what I'm saying? Like today I dressed up in the interview. I looked real nice, had a nice coat on. Let me see, I could just kind of put it together real quick, because I actually did get some shirts, so just to let you know that I'm not entirely like just some lame dude, you know, always wearing black. You know, I want people to understand that I do get dressed up. I do look fairly nice. I know how to look sexy, you know what I mean? Like, if there is any women out there that are that are feeling me. But yeah, so I'll show you what I was wearing earlier. I had a black shirt on. I don't have a black shirt. I have this gray muscle shirt on. So I'll just change out real quick, throw this on, and see how. So I had this shirt, and my mom had got me this shirt. Give me a second.
See? I did say that. Very clever.
And I don't have an iron. I honestly don't have an iron, but I hung up this shirt on. I hung it up on a. I hung it up on a hanger, and I have like a steamer, so I steamed it, and this pretty much came out all nice and sleek. See how that's come out nice and sleek? And I threw on this bomber jacket, so I had a black shirt with this on, and some black jeans. So, you know, I guess you can kind of get the picture. You know what I mean? So I was looking like this, all fresh with the black shirt on. Right now, it doesn't really seem like it, but, you know, when I take it off, you kind of get the idea, you know. It's pretty sexy, you know what I mean? I like the shirt. It's very cottony. It's nice. It's a Sonoma. Got it from Kohl's for, you know, a discount. She gets good discounts, you know what I mean? I got some other shirts too. I just wanted to show. All right, mama, that's enough here. Move.
Don't forget the
This one, I've had it for quite some time. Let me put this away real quick. I got a couple. I actually have this. I actually have this too, just to show it real quick. I got it just recently and I hadn't worn it, but I might have worn it one day when me and Lulu were out. I was wearing like a cut sleeve shirt that was black. I was wearing all black with my nice Nikes. These Nikes that I got from Kohl's or Famous Footwear. I have an all black one, like they're all black. But when I seen these, I was like, man, I'm getting these, man. They're fucking bad as fuck. So I sport Nikes. I love Nikes. They kind of gone downhill over time. Hey, get your ass up. Get in there. You almost knocked me over, dude. See, that's why I don't want you playing around. Sorry about that. It's just the show almost shook this, and if the water would have got on my phone, it would have just been game over. But this is the little thing. It's kind of like a boxing, like a boxing type thing. I think I got it at Ross. I'm not sure, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I only wear it every now and then. But yeah, I'm just only into certain stuff, and then I got this leather jacket, which was it was very expensive, and yet again, no other woman thinks about me except my mom. Has a zipper here. This is probably like the most gangster shit I ever got, because I'm where I'm from. I was kind of a thug, you know what I mean? And when I actually moved here and I was able to get some real shit for myself and I wasn't so broke, this is the kind of shit I like. You know what I mean? It's a real thug-ass jacket. Got a pocket on the inside. And yeah, I got some change here, but usually I used to keep hundreds of bucks here. Got my fucking pocket here. This actually unzips. So this would unzip and that would take the hoodie off. But this shit is tight as fuck. I like it. And if I'm going to roll up and do business in, this is what I'm going to be doing my business in. So if you ever catch me in this jacket, better watch out. But yeah, that's my shit. I don't ever bust this out. It's been sitting in there nice and clean for the longest time. Sometimes I sport it. Sometimes I just... Give me a second real quick.
Okay, I'll get you transferred to a regular prison. Now, where's Goldmember? Not where, Mr. Powers, but when? 1975, Studio 69 Disco, New York City, corner 69th and 8th. You go now, Mr. Powers. Night night. I'll get it.
I said, fuck it, I'm gonna throw on a black one because I don't know what it is, but I just feel more comfortable in this. Throwing these on just real quick. So yeah, I got this little flannel. This was actually from Kohl's too. So you know what I mean. I usually do the 2-button style here. Like when if I ever do go out, you know what I mean. This is the shit that I wear. Sometimes I'll roll up the sleeves to the top here. I'll just come in like that, or every now and then I'll just have it wide open. You know what I mean? And these are the nice flannels that I'll wear. I got a yellow one that's the same exact design. Have a yellow one. I got a red and beige one. Just different ones. I got some more over here, so I'll just throw these on. Like I said, this is just entertainment. If anybody wants to just check it out, because like I said, I don't want everybody thinking that I don't ever change or get nice. You know what I mean? But for the longest, I was always just wearing just straight black on black because I was always working every day, all day. This is probably the first time I'm able to actually get some time to myself. So these are the little casuals that I got. These I got from a totally different place. This is pretty nice. Got some red in there, you know. I wish I had hair. I'd probably be like looking like one of those sexy white boys, like what's up, girl? You know. But yeah, this is just that. It's nice and soft and sleek. This one's a little tougher, a little more cottony. It's a U.S. Polo Azin since 1890, something like that. Whatever, it's probably some fucking golf shit, you know. But it's fairly pimp though. I like it. Like it can go with white, some black, you know, some black jeans, and maybe like some black and white Chucks. Or I can wear a black shirt, black on black, you know, or even white with whatever, you know what I mean? Like the white and black Chucks. Or I got black Chucks and then I got blue and white Chucks. So this is the shirt, you know, that I was pretty much kicking out for like a little while or whatever. But yeah, I have some nice stuff, you know. It all just depends on what I'm doing, or where I'm going, or what I'm wearing. So yeah, that's just a little whatever. I feel kind of guilty because I had a sticker in her kennel, but she was acting up though. I can't have her knocking over this thing because like she knows what she's doing. Like if she feels like she's not getting any attention, she'll start acting like a brat. I've gave her plenty of attention. Sometimes I can't give her all the attention. I know you're probably thinking it's a little hard, being hard on her, but I'm honestly not. So that's my cup there. I had like at 24 ounces, but I dropped some ice in there so it went up higher. I still weighed out at 24 ounces. And today I did about 80 ounces. I don't know what the heck. Is this still recording? Sorry, I was touching my screen and something happened, but anyways, yeah, so today everything fairly went pretty well. Right now I'm just relaxing. I went to do that thing this morning where if you saw that video this morning, I was doing all that little workout stuff. And then after that, came back, did my thing here, did some more working out, let her out, played with her a little bit more. Eventually, I put her in the kennel for a little bit, and then I let her out of the kennel, and then I was resting right here, trying to meditate for a little while. I rested my mind and body, like I said I was going to do earlier. And then, what the heck is this thing? I don't know what this thing is. There you go. I was trying to move it off the screen. There was something on my screen. I was touching something by accident. But, yeah, so anyways, that was pretty much what was going on when I got back. And then I was getting ready to head on out. It was like around 11. I talked to my friend, a friend of mine named Raymond. It's kind of funny how it's the same name. You know, I feel like I'm just psychologically talking to myself, but he was pretty cool, man. We were just kind of going over some things and just talking about some stuff, you know. And he's like, man, you're a hard guy to get a hold of. And I was kind of like, man, well, how long has it been? Like, I lose track of my days, and I was supposed to get back to him whenever he had hit me up. And he was talking about golfing or something like that. And I don't really know much about golfing. I kind of want to look into it, you know, just to kind of like, I don't know, maybe like help him out with the golfing aspect, because I don't know, he sounds like he gets upset a little bit about the golfing. And that's not to clown, you know, it's just, I don't know, maybe, I don't really know what, you know, what the hobbies are or whatever, or maybe whoever he's golfing with is just, I don't know, something's going on with that, you know. But, nah, he's cool, man. He's like a big brother to me, you know. And then today he was all like, love you, man. And I was like, I love you too, man. I was like, hell yeah, you know, like, I need positive individuals in my life, dude, because a lot of people are usually trying to get over on me, you know what I mean? Or they come in like they're all cool and they got little clever ways and they lie about everything, you know what I mean? Especially some of the girls, you know, like from way before. But yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, it's just, I'm trying to figure out the fundamentals, the frequencies, you know what I mean? Like I was talking about that in one of my other videos, you know, like lowering the aspects of my expectation. And when I was drinking, I was noticing that I was on their frequency base, you know. Some of them, even though you might be on a higher frequency and you were previously talking to them, they might still be honing in on you a little bit, you know, but they're falling back, but then they're gravitating still towards you, you know what I mean? I believe that like the energy that you give them, you know what I mean. That's why they're still attached. But the less you back off, like that energy, they start to fall back to their protocol, to where they're at with that negative aspect. You know what I mean? And they seem that they can't reach out. You know, most people are like, oh no, it's because like maybe they got the hint and they left. I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that. I believe like, okay, like let's say for instance you're in a relationship with somebody, right? And they're fairly negative, but they feed off your energy. You know what I mean? Or if they're like very narcissistic and stuff like that, I believe that's like a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? Because why is it that almost everybody nowadays is narcissistic? Or they switch it up and say, oh, that person was narcissistic. This and that, and did this to me and this and that. But then they're the ones that are actually showing you that they're narcissistic. See the trait there? It's a little weird to me. I've been studying it for a while. I could put it out, but it's just too much information at one time, and I don't really feel like spitting all that. You know what I mean? But like I said, energy bases. So like okay, for a good example, right? Like I just said, relationships, right? It could be friendships, or it could be somebody that you are actually in a relationship with. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and you guys are grinding, and what I'm talking about, you have your sexual attribute there that connects. So your kinetic energy is connecting with that energy. You're intensifying that and giving them energy, right? Your energy makes them feel good. Their energy might not be as much, but I mean, when there's an electrical charge, it could feel good. You know what I mean? Like that person feels good. Like you're drawing that in. But when you're detached, they're charged up. You're still charged if you got that kind of energy. See me, I got like max amounts of energy. You know what I mean? So that can make it very confusing. But there is, don't get me wrong, there's people that I do meet that have really good energy, that have really positive energy that they give out to someone like me. You know what I mean? Like if we're communicating or we're talking, or there might be like a handshake there and you can feel it, or even a hug. You know what I mean? I got homies that they'll give me like a handshake and then like, oh fuck it, and then they give me a hug. You know what I mean? And it's new. It's new to me, but I like it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. You know what I mean? Two grown men hugging, but it's not like we're squeezing the shit out of each other. Like, I mean, I do have friends though. Don't get me wrong. I got like best friends. I got one that stays out in LA. His name's Richard. Tall motherfucker, man. Like, I was actually just talking to him last night. I was messaging him, because there's fires out in LA, and I just wanted to see how he was doing, and then I wanted to see how another friend was doing or whatever. And it's just funny because I remember like way back in the day, like he went to rescue me in Vegas. I was going through such a hard time, man. I was like mentally and physically unstable. I was like just fighting with my demons, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to grow up. Just confusion from left and right. Alcohol aspect, of course, in Vegas, you know what I mean? You're young, dumb, you don't know what you're doing, and it was my first time moving out on my own, and I was staying in a condo or whatever with a friend of mine, and I remember when he came out, he seen both of us, me and my homie, and he was just like, because he's so big, I don't know if he was on some shit or what, but his strength was like 10 times bigger than what it was, and he fucking manhandled both of us, and he picked us both up, like I don't weigh very much, but my homie did. Like, he's kind of big, But he grabbed both of us, and he's like, and we were like, oh, shit, And I think it was like, how do you say, like, okay, like, for instance, like, I remember seeing, like, some Olympic shit, like, a while back. And it was like a documentary. And there was this dude that would, like, he was pole vaulting, and he was like, bam, and he fucking shot over, like, fucking over the top, right? Like, he was, like, big time. And some people were like, oh, well, he was into drugs, right? Like, he was doing methamphetamine or something like that. And they were trying to say that it enhanced him, right? So he was cheating. So if you really think about it, they weren't even caring that they don't even care it was a fucking drug that he was on. They were just upset because he was enhanced, So basically it would be like, oh, the steroids helped him. You know what I mean? Like something on that level. But I thought it was just funny. Because if you really think about it, it's probably just energetically, like, your mind is expanding, like the drugs helping that expansion. I'm not saying take drugs, I'm definitely not saying that. Oh, my nephew just hit me up. Anyways, the expansion on your mind, right? Like kind of like weed. Like when you smoke weed, you're more in tune, like you're more relaxed, like your anxiety's gone. Some people get anxiety. I get that. That's if you're honing on the negativity and you're letting it build, and then boom, the fear's got you, right? But what I'm saying though is that like when you're on weed, like for me, when I would smoke weed way back in the day, and I touch my arm, the sensation was there like 100 times fold. Like I could feel it, you know. Or like if I ate something, I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking bomb, you know. Or like Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? Candy, you know, shit like that. We all know, you know what I mean? It's not like y'all didn't smoke no weed. I don't do it no more. I mean, at some point when I was younger, I ended up getting super paranoid, like turning around, like am I turning too much? Or my elbow, okay, like is my arm cracked? You know, like it was just paranoia. I don't know where the fuck it came from. Like, I mean, every now and then if I think about it, like I'll feel it. But yeah, I try not to. How do you say, like let your mind get to you so much, you know what I mean? Because there's times where like if you're zoning out or you have a habit of something, it just kind of automatically picks up there, and I've been catching that lately. So like whatever is lurking there, I'll be like, sometimes I'll just kind of go through it, like what are you really trying to feel here? Why is you rerouting on the same thing? But sometimes if I feel that emotion come up, not that I'm ignoring it, but I'm like, no, that's a negative aspect, change it. And then I'll review something else, right? Because it's a habit. If I really think about it, fundamentally and conditioning wise, it's like a habit. You know what I mean? Like on the way you think and stuff like that. So what was I going to get to? I'm going to get to another point of an idea. Oh, okay. So with the pole vaulting guy, right? I believe it's just the actual mind expansion. Like you're really open to things. Like you're not allowing like the outside. Illusions. Like I said, there's a lot of illusions out here that tell you, oh, you got to act this way and not that way. You're not being appropriate and da-da-da-da, right? So, like, if I'm at a bar or at a casino, right, and everybody's being appropriately, and I'm talking, having fun, you know, like, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, and I slap the table real loud, and I'm like, ha, ha, ha. It makes everybody go like, oh, he's being inappropriate, you know, or he's being extra loud, right? Who gives a fuck? On the playground, when you're a kid, there's kids yelling and going, oh, I'm the king of the world, and screaming and shit. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody, well, what's the difference? But that's what I'm saying. Like, his mind was probably just so open to where, like, he was able to connect to his energy. Like, you know, there's grounding where you can power up. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I remember I was, like, in a pantry. And I happened to turn around, and one of my buddies was trying to joke with me, like push me in the pantry, and there was a light on the outside to turn it off, right? And I remember when he was fairly big, had a lot of weight on him, and like I said, I'm short, and he went to push me like with a lot of weight. And I remember when something happened in my body, like into the ground, like it grounded through the shoes, where when he like touched me and he went like that, I just felt it go, like there was no budge there, like I was solid as a wall. So I think there's things about us that we're not aware of. Like, we can really, like, you know what I mean? So, I feel like, why else would it give him strength? You know what I mean? Like, let's just say it wasn't the drug. Let's just say that his endorphins were kicking up and he felt really, really good and he was open-minded like that. He was going to do it. You know what I mean? It's like how you believe in it, how you push into it, how your mind expands, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, monks up in the mountains that meditate and pray. A lot of them, they don't even say anything, right? They don't even talk. So it's like, but why though? People are like, oh, they don't talk because that's just their culture and they're just meditating all the time. No, motherfucker, they know something and that's why they're not talking. You know what I mean? And think about it. Why would they want to say anything? Because if they do, then the government's going to hone in on it, or the news is going to be all over the place, and they don't need all those interruptions. You know what I mean? They're fairly at peace. They know what life's really about. They know that if they're coming down here, it's going to be very chaotic. They get their own resources. They know what they're doing. And if it's their good little community and they want to keep it that way, and they've been keeping it like that, like let's say for like 8,000 years, why are they going to want to come over here and fucking give us the knowledge of whatever? You know what I mean? That's why sometimes people got to go and search and find places like that and really cultivate with them where they're like, okay, now we can trust you to bring you in. You know what I mean? Because if they have their own gated community like that, and every now and then they have tourists that come through and they show them these ways and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, they're like, okay, you can't go home, you don't need to go home, but you can't stay here, right? And they push them out. Kind of like if you go to Knott's Berry Farm, you get all these wonderful things and roller coasters and teacups and all that. But at a certain time, they're like, okay, you gotta go. You know what I mean? And they push you out, and then they close up, and then you don't know what they're doing after that. You know what I'm saying? So those are just some of the aspects I look at, and just a million different things and a lot of concepts, like I said, and been in a lot of different types of dabbling with teachings and methods and formulas. Basically like formula wise, meaning like not doing like scientific stuff, but I do test things. You know what I mean? Like today, I'm not gonna say that I'm very proud of what I did today, but when I went to the interview thing or whatever today, like I had to finish up some paperwork and stuff like that. I had to sign some stuff. I had drank. Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I was gonna have some coffee, so I went to that was the funny thing I was gonna say. I went to the Starbucks. I was in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna get some coffee. I only had a 20 on me, so I've been trying to watch what I spend, like just to learn more, like to appreciate money. Because the job I had, it was just like, over time. Not in the beginning, because in the beginning I was saving a lot of money. But over time I was kind of like, fuck it, like, because I never did it that way in a long time. So now it's more kind of like I'm trying to get my ass back to be like, okay, even on the dollar, like, I'm going to save $1. I'm going to save $2, like, I'm trying to learn that little small, even above gap. So I had $20 on me. I did catch the bus when I went down there, and then I went into the Starbucks, and I was like, okay, let's look for a fairly good coffee, good little size. I don't need a big old one, right? And check the pricing out and what I might want. But I knew I wanted a hot coffee. So I went in there and I got a coffee latte, right? And for some reason, I wanted to get a mocha one because like some of them, they have the flavor. I didn't know the coffee latte, for some reason, it didn't taste like anything, really. It didn't have no flavor, like you could taste a little something, but I don't know what it was, I know it was strong because in the interview when I was signing papers, like all of a sudden I started getting these weird thoughts, and I was like getting in fear, and I was like, oh shit, I'm having anxiety because of the coffee, like the coffee hit me at a wrong time, but I kind of like just zen backwards, and I was like, okay, well, no, I'm good, you know what I mean? So then I was remembering the coffee latte, right? So I was like, can I get your coffee latte or your tit? And it was a girl, and she's like, you mean the coffee latte or whatever, however she repronounced it. I just think it's funny. Just let people say what they're going to say. You don't have to always correct them, you know what I mean? let them talk ghetto if they're going to talk ghetto. So, no, I was remembering Kevin Hart. There was like a stand-up comedy where he was like, oh, coffee latte. He's like, do I want it iced or hot? He's like, when I get nervous, I start going like this, and he was all fucking stupid, right? So that's the only reason why I ordered it, because I caught him in my mind when he's like, when I go to Starbucks, I don't know what the fuck I'm ordering, and and he's like a coffee latte, with a little bit of in it. That's the only reason why I ordered that fucking stupid coffee. Fucking dumb, right? So anyways, I fucking ended up drinking that shit right across from the girls, and I was like sipping on it. The security podium was right there. They had to escort me down. So yeah, I did all that, and then I got picked up down by the River Lodge because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a Monster. And see, that's where I'm saying, like, I kind of like fucked up at. Like I had a Monster, a green Monster, and it was tasting pretty good. I was feeling good, and then went to come back to my apartment, pick up my dog. Brought her with me. We went down Needles out to Kohl's, and I did get another shirt like this because she had discounts. So I was like, hey mom, can I get a shirt? Fuck it, it's not like I don't give her no money. Like I was always kicking her down on money. Like we help each other out, you know what I mean? And I'm a good son, so you can't sit here and be like, oh, you're mama's boy. I ain't no fucking mama's boy, dude. I take care of my mom. She takes care of me. And you only get one mom, dude. You know what I mean? I know plenty of dudes that lost their father, lost their fucking mom, lost their brother, their cousin, or, real horrible tragedies. And you only get one. And if you're genuine, you spend time with them. You love them. You tell them how much you care about them. I don't care what your family members say about you. Whether they're like, oh, you're just always, you hang out with your mom or your dad, or you're hanging on your dad's coattails and it. That's all negative. Why are you talking shit? Shouldn't you be calling your mom? Shouldn't you be calling your dad? Shouldn't you be like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck how grown up you are, dude. I always had respect for my uncles, my grandma, my grandpa. I always loved them. If they live right around the corner, I go see them every day. You know what I mean? You lose people like that. So don't ever sit here and disrespect. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. That's how I'm loyal to my family. You know what I mean? I get down like that, and that's people know that about me from back home. But anyways, let's get a little personal there. But yeah, so I had that monster, and then I picked up my dog, and then we head down Needles, and we were going to Kohl's. And she got the discount, and I had got, like I said, this shirt, I really like this shirt, man. I like this burgundy shirt. I had seen it on a mannequin, and I was like, it was just calling to me, and I was like, I want to change up my style a little bit and get a little sexy, start feeling good. And plus, since I'm morphing my body and changing it up, like I said, give me a couple weeks, man. I'm going to stick on it, and then, like, once I see, like the hard definition in it, I'm just going to show off in the video, like, wah, wah, And you all see my Facebook. You ever see my Facebook? You've seen, like, I have so many different types of body pictures in there if you really go through them. I did, like I said, I've morphed my body 5 to 6 different ways before. This one's going to be a whole different breed of transformation. And hopefully, like, even with my gut, and like I said, the foundations of my face and everything's just going to change. I'm going to heal my body up in different ways. And I've been working on different methods. So, like I said, it's just going to take some time. Nothing happens overnight. If it did, I'd be like a lightning bolt, like, But, anyways, yeah, so we went to Kohl's, and then after Kohl's, my dog was barking a little bit. She was getting some attention for some kids, and I was looking at some nice, like, beige jeans that would probably go with this, and then I can get, like, some burgundy type shoes with, like, some brown, or I don't know. I was just thinking about different concepts of, like, a style, you know what I mean? Because I do know how to dress, but, to be real honest, some things I can't wear just because, like, maybe some people might not look at it that way, but I do, and I'm fucking bald, you know what I mean? So if I'm bald and I'm wearing, like, some casual, like, white boy looking shit, you know what I mean? The bald shit doesn't go with that. You know what I mean? Like, like if you look at, for instance, like if you look at Justin Bieber and he's wearing these flannels and all this nice shit and he's all thin and ripped up and he's got that fucking hair that just swings back with it, it looks sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no fucking hater, I'm not no player hater or anything, you know what I mean? If a guy looks good, I'm like, man, that nigga looks good. Doesn't mean I'm gay. But I'll give you a compliment, like, hey, bro, you look fucking fresh, you know what I mean? Like one of my homies before he passed away, when I first met him, he was real thin, he was kind of like built, he had a bunch of tattoos, he had slick back fucking hair, nice fade, goatee, good looking white boy, you know what I mean? And I know that the girls, they seen that, because they're like, they would mount when they see him. He'd be like, hey, and he knew how to be proper. Like, when he would drink, he'd become a dick, you know what I mean? But when he was proper, he'd be like, oh, hey, sweetie, this and that. Like, his energy, they're like, okay, they're probably nutting and shit, But, sorry about all that. That's just me, like my comedy. If it's too much, I apologize. But, anyways, yeah, no, he was a real cool cat, man. God rest his soul. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, so anyways, I'm forgetting what the hell I was talking about. But, okay, yeah, well, the dressing, like dressing up and stuff. So certain things I'll wear because, like, with the bald aspect, you look like a hard dude. You know what I mean? I know that to a lot of individuals, I'm very intimidating. I can see that, and it sucks because sometimes I'm just, like, really friendly. Like, hey, what's up, with you? Yeah, I get the whole intimidation, but don't be scared to approach me, you know what I mean? And I do get that from women, too. There was a time where I'm already off that clothes stuff, so you kind of get the drift, but I remember I was kicking it with a friend of mine, and then, we had some differences, so we don't really talk as much. Every now and then, if I see him, I say hi, and that's that, But I went into the restaurant where he worked, and I was like, hey, what's up, dude, and I was all dressed a certain way, but if you think about it, I got these tattoos here, I'm bald, the way I look in my face, so, like, and then when you see my arms, you know what I mean, sometimes females, like, they'll zone out, and they'll read all that, some don't, they're just kind of like, oh, hi, whatever, you know what I mean, But there was this particular server girl that was standing there, and she looked over, and she was kind of like, and I remember when I was standing there, I don't know if anybody's felt this before, but like when I was talking to him, I was like, hey, what's up, dude? You know, and he's all like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, hold on. He's like, I'm almost finished. He was doing an order behind the bar, right? So I was like, don't even trip. You know, like the way I talk. I was like, don't even trip, fool. I'm like, I'm patient. I'll wait. You know what I mean? I was just coming to say what's up, you know, and maybe see what we could do later. So I was just standing there, you know, and I look over and I see the girl, and she kind of looks at me, and then she's like doing this, whatever. She's a server. And all of a sudden, like, I felt something, you know, and then my heart started going boom, 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 boom. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I wasn't even... There was nothing I was afraid of, you know, like it felt like fear, you know. And then I had to really like pay attention to what my body was telling me. And then I was like, oh, it's her, right? So the energy of the emanating of what she was feeling, whatever she was feeling towards me, or however she was creating it in her mind, she was getting scared. And then, you know, I put on the charm and I stepped over and I was like, hey, sweetie, I'm like, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm like, I'm not a bad dude. I was like, I can kind of feel something going on. And then I told her, this is my homie. I'm like, my name is Ray. And I introduced myself. And then she's like, oh. And she was a little hesitant. But once she touched my hand and she felt my energy, women can tell. You know, like if they touch you or they touch your face or they put their hand on you. That's why they do that touching shit. Because they could tell, like, they get a reading off of you. So when she touched my hand, she was like, oh, he's a good dude. Right? And then she knew I'm just fucking tripping. So we started talking, and, you know, I was kind of flirting with her a little bit, you know, and this is a while back. I don't want other people to get me wrong or whatever, but this is like years ago, you know, and like 3-4 years ago, or maybe about 4 years ago, I want to say, during the COVID shit. So 2020, yeah, I was like it's about to be 5 years, you know. So that's what that is. She had a boyfriend and all that, you know what I mean? But I was just being cute, trying to calm the situation down, because like when I was feeling that told me a lot, like how people get scared, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, that's fucking crazy though, you know? Like for instance too, like I know this for a fact, all right? And at the time when I did have a homie, his name was Jesus. He lives in Vegas. Now we grew up together in Victorville, right? Like we were from fucking elementary all the way up, you know what I mean? We've been through hard times, good times, bad times, back and forth type shit, you know. Sometimes I used to think that we were married, you know what I mean? But anyways, long story short, that fool smokes a lot of bud, you know what I'm saying? And nobody knows who you are, fool, so don't get all fucking paranoid, dog. But anyways, he was smoking weed, you know, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna come see you, da da da. I was working at the lodge. And I was like, all right, you know, and I was going to be getting off work fairly soon, like within the time base. Like we would time things out. Like whenever he was leaving, I was telling him this is the time I get off work. And by the time you get here, it'll be like 20, 30 minutes between that time. If you want to get something to eat or whatever, you can. And then we could bone the fuck out. And then we would do our thing, you know. We would go to the gas station. I'd get a bunch of shots and drinks, you know. We'd be fucking pounding and getting messed up, you know. Stupid shit, you know what I mean? I don't do that type of mess no more. With, you know, we don't do that shit no more or whatever. I mean, I don't know what he's up to now. Like we don't talk anymore. But anyways, so yeah, basically he came down, and I know he gets paranoid, right? And I was talking to this girl that I knew from school, and her name was Brittany. And I was like talking to her, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, you remember Jesus? I was like, that fool's coming by to come see me and shit. I'm gonna be getting off work. She's like, oh yeah, you know. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, you want to meet him? You say hi? She's like, yeah. It's been fucking years. And I happened to turn around. That fool was right there with his mask on and shit. And he's all like, hey. And his eyes were fucking red as fuck. And then I didn't think she was that close, because I stepped over like a good amount of feet away where she couldn't hear. And I was like, hey fool, I'm like, you fucking faded, dog? Like, you faded, fool? And he's like, what? Huh? And then I seen his eyes, like, he was looking like, kind of like, I didn't read on it right away, but he was kind of like, shut the fuck up, because she was following me. I didn't know she was following me, because and my peripheral vision was off, right? So I was like, you fucking faded, fool? I'm like, are you good? You know, your eyes are red. Because he looked paranoid, you know? And he's like, shut up, no. And I was like, fool, you ain't gonna fucking lie to me, dog. I'm like, it's me, fool. and then I sensed her, and she's like, she was kind of paying attention. And I was fucking laughing. I was like, whatever, dog, you know what I mean? And I was like, hey, I'm like, this is Brittany. I'm like, you remember Brittany Cruz from fucking with you? And he was all like, oh, hey, what's up? She's like, yeah, you know. And man, whew, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, that shit was pretty cool though. You know what I mean? At that time, we had a good time that day. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool to see all us from. We all went to the same school. You know what I mean? Like, and it was all three of us. I can only imagine if it was everyone together, because I remember everybody from fucking elementary, junior high, high school. You know, even my homies and stuff. My homie from LA. I actually got to be calling him in a little bit. He said I can hit him up. I don't know if he's gonna want to answer, so I'll just text him and shoot him a text. But yeah. So that was that. But the thing was, I know that went into like a long story or whatever. But I'm gonna talk about the heartbeat and all that. But when we were walking, that's when the anxiety was picking up. And I remember we were walking side to side, and my heart was going boom, 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 boom. It was worse than the girls, like hard. Like I was like, fuck. And I look over, and I was trying to pick up on where was it coming from. So I look over, and this fool's like with his mask on, and he's like, and I told him, hey, dude, I'm like, is your fucking heart beating real fast? He's like, yeah, why? And I told him, stop that fucking shit, dude. I can fucking feel it. And he's like, what? And he has a gift. I have a gift. I can feel energies. I can feel people. I can tune in on things. You know, I can read you real well. And like I said, my cousin's like, hey, some people are probably like, you know, they probably lean off you or move away. He's all because they're probably like, man, this motherfucker's reading me too well. You know what I mean? And I get that. But like I said, I don't have no bad intention. If anything, like 99% of the time, I'm not picking up on anything. You know what I mean? Unless I zone in on something. Like, but if I feel something and it hits me, I'm like, where the fuck's that coming from? Right? It's kind of like being an open screen, like if you, okay, like a slider door, right? Like you got a slider door here. And most people, right, this is closed. So most people, they never get anything that penetrates. Now my window is wide open, and this is the screen. So I'll feel the energies come through. You know what I mean? That's just basically like the concept of what that is. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really like, like I said, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off.